Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a look outside our weather window. And a pretty dramatic afternoon around north central Washington as a weak cold front and its associated area of low pressure began to move into the area. We did see some shower activity around noon into our early afternoon. A bit of a break mid and late afternoon now, though we are still seeing some scattered showers around as you look at that beautiful picture looking down at the Wenatchee Valley from our cross camera up on Wenatchee Heights, and you can still see some showers there in the distance, and that will continue to be our forecast into tonight as well. In fact, we're going to see some rain all the way through this weekend, especially this weekend, and that could cause some rivers to rise. In fact, bank full for Okanagan River and the Stehekin River. Boy, I'll tell you what, we are really going to be watching rivers closely, especially as we get into this weekend with heavy rain expected for Sunday, and we'll talk much more about that coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A 15-year-old driver on a learner's permit allegedly crashed into a Chelan County Sheriff's deputy towing a small boat on Tuesday. That caused an accident and traffic delay on the east edge of Leavenworth. An East Wenatchee man allegedly followed another driver in traffic and displayed a pistol to threaten him. And fire officials say children playing with matches started a wildfire that threatened structures and vehicles outside of Freda shortly after noon on Tuesday. But first, we begin tonight. A 27-year-old Peshastin man was arraigned today on second-degree murder charges in the death of a toddler 2 weeks ago in Yakima County. Police and prosecutors believe Terrence Chip Ogle inflicted injuries on the 15-month-old child of his girlfriend that led to the boy's death. Ogle remains in the Yakima County Jail on $1 million bond. EMTs were called to the West Valley apartment April 27th when the toddler stopped breathing. The boy died that same day after being transferred to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. Investigators say he died due to blunt force trauma consistent with abuse, which left him with several skull fractures. Well, a 15-year-old driver on a learner's permit allegedly crashed into a Chelan County Sheriff's deputy towing a small boat on Tuesday. That caused an accident and traffic delay on the east edge of Leavenworth. The Washington State Patrol says the deputy was westbound on Highway 2 about 11:05 a.m. when the teen driver turned left into the SUV's path. The deputy had a green light and the right-of-way. The young driver, who had a learner's permit and a licensed passenger, suffered minor injuries but was not taken to the hospital. Troopers wouldn't identify either driver in that crash. Sheriff's Chief of Special Operations, Jason Reinfeld, said the deputy was towing the department's swift water rescue boat. The accident partially blocked the highway for about 90 minutes. Meanwhile, an East Wenatchee man allegedly followed another driver in traffic and displayed a pistol to threaten him. Ricardo Andreas Medina, who's 22 years old, remained in the Chelan County Jail on $25,000 bond. Wenatchee police say on Monday afternoon, Medina pulled alongside another man's car at Cherry and Miller Streets, warned him to stay away from his partner, and either held up or pointed a handgun at the victim. A judge ordered Medina held Tuesday on suspicion of second-degree assault. He's not yet been charged with a crime. Fire officials say children playing with matches started a wildfire that threatened structures and vehicles outside Ephrata shortly after noon on Tuesday. Grant County Fire District 13 and Ephrata firefighters were able to contain the fire in the 12,000 block of Road C.5 northwest to about 2 acres. None of the homes or vehicles were damaged. Coming up next, 2 new deaths due to COVID-19 have been reported in the Wenatchee Valley, one of them the youngest so far. The Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest is reminding visitors its recreation areas are still closed, saying heavy guest use is continuing despite COVID-19 closures. A community effort is underway to send a special thanks to essential workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. And Our Valley, Our Future, the nonprofit team focused on growth and equity in the Wenatchee Valley, wants to hear how COVID-19 has affected your social and economic well-being. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
With PUD rebates, we'll give you money to upgrade your house and reduce your energy footprint.
The rebates are real. Visit conservationmakessense.org to learn more.
Aging and Adult Care offers many in-home care options and services for seniors and family caregivers. But did you know they also offer free in-home delivered meals? Aging and Adult Care has expanded its program for home-delivered meals to help elderly and vulnerable adults at this challenging time. If you are in need of prepared meals or know someone who could benefit, call Aging and Adult Care for more information about free home-delivered meals. Call 509-886-0700.
Welcome back. In another news, 2 new deaths due to COVID-19 have been reported in the Wenatchee Valley, one of them the youngest so far. The Chelan Douglas Health District reports today a man in his 50s has died from the virus. Previously, the youngest of the 9 deaths attributed to the coronavirus in the 2-county area was no younger than age 60. The health district reports the ages of coronavirus victims as a range. 4 of the local deaths have been patients aged 90 or older. The other person most recently pronounced dead from the disease was a woman aged 60 to 79. The Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest is reminding visitors its recreation areas are still closed, saying heavy guest use is continuing despite COVID-19 closures. U.S. Forest Service managers published images Tuesday on Facebook of parking lots full of cars at National Forest locations. They want users to avoid crowding while they make use of the backcountry. Closures in the forest include all developed recreation areas like trailheads, campgrounds, day use areas, restrooms, and snow parks. If an area is crowded, the Forest Service says, please find another location. Well, a community effort is underway to send a special thanks to essential workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. North Central Accountable Community of Health is asking people to nominate their favorite essential worker, who will then have a chance to receive a gift card to a local business. Dominic Bonney of Digital Media Northwest produced a video highlighting
It's times like these that we all ask.
Explained how you can nominate a worker.
It's times like these that we all ask ourselves, what really matters? With public health in jeopardy and uncertainty rampant, while states and the nation prepared for the worst, you stayed on the job because you had to. You kept the shelves stocked. You kept the mail coming. You kept the garbage from piling up. You fed the hungry. You were there, on call if we needed you in an emergency. You kept us protected, and still are. You put yourself in harm's way, for us and for our families. You informed us, and still are. You keep the supply chains running. You get vital aid to those who need it most. You harvest and process our food. You keep our economy running. The world isn't over, but it has changed. What we all do next really matters. How we react to our present situation really matters. How we treat each other matters. Showing gratitude matters.
Now the trumpet summons us again, not as a call to bear arms, though arms we need, not as a call to battle, though in battle we are, but a call to bear the burden of a long twilight struggle, year in and year out, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, a struggle against the common enemies of man, tyranny, poverty, disease, and war itself.
Share your gratitude on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram with the hashtag ThankNCW and go to thankncw.com and nominate your favorite essential worker. Fill out the form and tell us about who you're nominating and why, and they could receive a gift card to a local business. Support essential workers, support local businesses, and support each other. ThankNCW.com.
In other news, Our Valley, Our Future, the nonprofit team focused on growth and equity in the Wenatchee Valley, wants to hear how COVID-19 has affected your social and economic well-being. The group launched a community survey today to gauge how the pandemic has affected local residents and to seek ideas on ways for the region to recover. You can view that survey and participate at the website ourvalleyyourfuture.org or on the group's Facebook page. Our Valley, Our Future Director Steve Maher was recently appointed to a task force by Governor Jay Inslee to help prepare for the statewide recovery. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710. Don't worry, all the fun is around the corner. There's no better time to get ready than now with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa Spring Sale. Stock Up and Save sale is now going on in-store and online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Even pool heaters are on sale. Financing available upon approval. Credit 24-month, no interest with equal payments. Stop by today or order online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Free water testing available in-store or curbside. Don't wait. The sale is going on now through June 1st.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. Mayor Carl Floria has already closed all the parks in Leavenworth in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now the Bavarian Village will close its busiest downtown streets to vehicles and parking on Friday and then keep them closed for the foreseeable future. In tonight's feature story, Mayor Floria spoke with NCW Life Jefferson Robbins and explained why.
This past weekend, there was 80%, I would say, it wasn't stuffed full, but 80% of the parking spaces in the downtown were full. People then just walking on the sidewalks, not being able to, socially space and not attempting to. And quite frankly, not enough masks being worn. And that really has me concerned because, we are unique in that we are asking people to come here from the four corners and visit us. It's a melting pot, if you would, of virus activity, and it certainly could be. So we have got to get control of that, and we've got to set a pattern that's much more safety oriented for our guests, for our workers, for our business, for our residents. I mean, we have all of those that we have got to get right. As I tell the business community over and over, we've got one chance to open this thing up, and if we don't do it right, if it comes back in a big way, this virus, it's going to be worse. I mean, the only thing worse than not opening is opening and then watching it have to shut back down again and maybe be longer the next time than we've got now.
Well, Leavenworth businesses, from hotels to restaurants to taverns, all are to knick-knack shops, all are built on don't stay away, please come. So what are you hearing from the business community since your letter went out just yesterday on the 12th of May?
Well, and I've been meeting with businesses long before that. So like I said, we've been talking about solutions and how to open up. And I hand it to them. They get it. They know that they've got to do this right. And I've had what I call a focus group that's made up both a medical representative from Chelan Douglas Health District on it, our local hospital, as well as the businesses. We're all talking. We've been talking. And for the most part, like I said, they get it. They're anxious to open up, but they also know that we've got to do it right.
Leavenworth came back from economic devastation by becoming a tourist village. Do you have concerns that this kind of thing is going to be a detriment to its long-term health?
In getting elected, I talked about what does a sustainable tourism economy look like. And I think this is going to help us to have those discussions. A sustainable tourism economy is not one that just insists on continuing to grow and expand and get bigger and whatever. It's a quality of experience that you want to go for. And I think we need to diversify. We need some other, if you would, kind of light industrial or light manufacturing. I mean, a good example is the Icicle Brewing that has a new facility outside of the downtown core. They started in their one shop downtown. Now they've got a big facility out on County Shop Road. So I think there's other opportunities for similar that could be woven into our culture and our tourism, but also semi-independent of that, so that it could be and would expand our economic, if you would, beyond just a sole reliance on tourism.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. But before we get to those details and before we look outside our beautiful weather window, I want to give a shout out and big thank you to Mark and Sue Neal, who provided us with some delicious Abby's Pizza today here at the NCW Life channel. Thank you very much. Thanks for thinking of us, and we are very appreciative. Once again, Mark and Sue Neal, you rock stars. Thanks a lot. Here's our weather window shot today, looking down at the Wenatchee Valley. We did see some mid-level and low-level clouds throughout the day today. Some shower activity as well. There was a 20% chance for those isolated showers, and we did see those around the area today. But what a beautiful shot this afternoon from our Sky-Fi tower camera looking down at the valley. High temperatures today stayed a little bit cooler than normal. 66 unofficially today. 70 is our normal high for this time of year. 49 is where we started the day, and that's right in the ballpark. For 48 is where we should be for this time of year. Once again, 1993, the year for our record high, where it was 91 degrees. 1970, our record low year, and it was 35 degrees. We did pick up almost 1/10 of an inch of moisture yesterday, and that now gets us to 1.97 inches for the year. So folks, since January 1st, we're not even at 2 inches yet for moisture total. So hopefully, it looks like that's going to change as we get into the upcoming weekend. Sunrise this morning, 5:26, and the sun will set tonight just shy of 8:30, now at 8:29. Let's take a look at your Thursday weather forecast, and one thing once again will jump out at you for Thursday's weather. Temperatures will stay about the same, and in fact a little bit cooler in some locations. Tomorrow's going to be a wet one. We have a good chance for rain, 68 in Moses Lake, and then pretty much middle 60s for the rest of us. Lake Wenatchee exception at 58 degrees, and we're talking middle 60s all the way up into Omak, Chelan tomorrow. You will also see 66 for your afternoon high temperature. Surface loop now. Tonight we can expect mostly cloudy skies, a 20% chance still for some late night showers. We're still going to see a fetch of moisture continue to move up on us, and that'll be late tonight into our overnight hours. As we get into our Thursday forecast, that's where our chance for precipitation will really go up. Mostly cloudy skies, a 70% chance of showers, and you can see almost all of Washington and Oregon inundated with some shower activity. Maybe even a thunderstorm tomorrow. We're not ruling that out, so keep your eye on the sky tomorrow afternoon. Friday, that's that'll be our in-between weather system day. We'll see mostly sunny skies, dry conditions, warmer temperatures, area of high pressure right here. That'll provide just a little bit of a ridge for us on Friday, keeping us nice and warm. For Saturday, I think for the most part it'll be a nice day. Cloudy skies though, temperatures mild into the 70s, but then a 70% chance for late night rain showers. Here's our area of low pressure and the big frontal boundary associated with that. As that moves south, it's going to kick that moisture up and to us from the southwest, and that is a very favorable flow for us to see some shower activity. In fact, we have an 80% chance of rain on Sunday. It's going to be a wet one all day long, possibly heavy rain at times. We could see anywhere from a half to an inch of rain coming up on Sunday. Monday, not ruling out some showers either. 50% chance for showers and thunderstorms. Still kind of mucky all across the western United States. Things will begin to clear up though as we get into our Tuesday weather forecast. Mostly sunny skies. Most of the storminess will move off to the east. We will see dry weather conditions and warmer too, with highs on Tuesday generally in the lower to mid 70s. And then as we get into Wednesday, things look nice, and even past that Thursday as well, with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast, and even 50 degrees for overnight low tonight. A good chance for rain throughout the day tomorrow. 65 our high, a 70% chance of rain. Really the sunniest day and our best day in the forecast will be on Friday at 72, 70 with rain showers late on Saturday, and then a very wet day on Sunday. Rain likely, a high of 69, more rain for Monday, and then by Tuesday, mostly sunny skies and warmer with a high then of 71 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
The Sangster Motors showroom in Wenatchee continues to be closed temporarily. But did you know that if you're involved in an accident, it's still possible to buy a new vehicle? If you find yourself in that situation, reach out to Sangster Motors and they'll have someone available to help. The service department at Sangster Motors remains open in the event you need a repair. By using the latest guidelines, they can keep you and their staff safe. Pickup and drop off is easy. Call 662-6134.
We appreciate all your business. We appreciate all your support. Everybody stay healthy and God bless you.
Looking for a faster way to kickstart your business career? Look to the Charter College Associate Degree in Business Management, a convenient online program at an ABHES accredited institution. You could earn a degree in just 14 months, a degree that positions you for up to 18% higher earnings than a high school diploma. Plus, Charter will assist you in finding a job. Visit chartercollege.edu to get started, because we work to get you to work.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you. Staying home and staying healthy. I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. Thanks to Mark and Sue Neal for the pizza today. We very much appreciate it. Well, as the world of sports continues to suffer under the cloud of uncertainty that is the coronavirus pandemic, there are many more questions than answers. One question plaguing colleges is whether sports can resume if campuses are closed. University of Washington football coach Jimmy Lake says he'd like the NCAA to step up and set a date for the nation. In a conference call of Pac-12 football coaches Tuesday, Lake said he would prefer for all major college teams to begin 6 weeks so preparation for the season at the same time. He said, quote, I'm of the opinion it would be great if the NCAA made a blanket rule for the whole nation of when we would start. I understand some states may be less hit by this than most. I believe the NCAA should step in and say, okay, here's the date when everybody can start. End quote. NCAA President Mark Emmert, meanwhile, said his organization will not set a date. He said he's leaving the decisions on the start dates to state officials and university presidents. The problem lies when conferences, states vary on their approach to the pandemic. For example, Arizona is opening up to team sports. Oregon Governor Kate Brown says sports probably won't open up in her state until October. So just within the Pac-12, there are 6 states involved with 6 different approaches that could impact competitive fairness. Of course, then there's the question of whether sports can resume at colleges and university campuses where the campuses are closed to students. The universal feeling is that if a campus is closed, that means they're closed to all, including athletes. Well, the NBA Players Association polled its members Tuesday on whether they want to return to play this season. The apparent answer, yes. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that a conference call between NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and Board of Governors late yesterday was positively leaning towards a return to play. According to the article, owners and executives on the call were encouraged about the league's progress towards minimizing health risks upon a return. They were also enthusiastic about results of a text poll of all 450 NBA players on their desire to restart the season. It sounds more and more like the league, if it does resume, will be in a bubble isolation plan in a campus environment with all players and teams in one location, such as Orlando's Walt Disney World Resort or Las Vegas. Now, a decision on a return is not expected within the next 2 weeks. Things are pretty hush, meanwhile, about Major League Baseball's conference call with players yesterday about a plan to return to play in baseball. The 3 to 4 hour meeting covered specifics on a plan to begin spring training camps in June with a shortened season beginning around the 4th of July weekend. According to sources, one large item that wasn't discussed was an economic proposal, which is expected to be a sticking point. Major League owners gave the go-ahead Monday on a proposal the players receive the percentage of their 2020 salaries based on a 50-50 split of revenues. At this point, it seems fans are much closer to watching NBA games than Major League Baseball, neither of which would be in person until at least August or September. Here's a reminder of what we have coming up on the NCWLIFE sports calendar this week. Tomorrow, if you weren't around the Valley in 2018, you missed an incredible run through the playoffs by the Wenatchee Wild hockey team. Tomorrow night is the rebroadcast of Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup playoff series between the Wild and Prince George Spruce Kings. Our checker has the call at 7 o'clock. Friday's great game of our past features girls soccer from last October between Cashmere and Cascade. Saturday's doubleheader is all about baseball. First up is Wenatchee and Moses Lake baseball from May of 2017. Next up, Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball from last July against the Portland Pickles. Then on Sunday, watch last November's state girls soccer playoffs between Eastmont and Meade at 2 o'clock, followed by the Wenatchee Wild against West Kelowna from last October. That is at 7. That's Sports News. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thanks a bunch, Eric. And finally tonight, seasonal snow clearing of the North Cascades Highway linking eastern and western Washington is completed, allowing the highway to open on Tuesday. The Department of Transportation says because the North Cascades Highway, officially State Highway 20, is a main east-west transportation route, clearing of snow was deemed essential, even as much road work stopped March 26 during the statewide stay-home order to limit the spread of the coronavirus. Highway 20, which traverses Washington Pass and Rainy Pass over the Cascade Peaks, connects the Skagit Valley with the Methow Valley. It closes east of New Halem and west of Winthrop every year in early winter because of avalanche danger. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Tomorrow on Thursday's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, one of the gubernatorial candidates looking to unseat incumbent Jay Inslee was in town a couple of days ago. He's the former mayor of Bothell. His name is Joshua Freed. He's running for the governor. And we had a chance to sit down for a brief conversation with him when he was in town a few days ago. We will have that conversation with him, plus everything else that you need to start your day come Thursday, including that active weather forecast that Grant's been talking about, holding out some hope that we don't have any lightning strikes. I hope not. Up to the minute weather and everything you need to start your Thursday. Tomorrow morning live at 7 a.m. for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that is going to do it for our newscast tonight. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night. have a fun or interesting video you'd like to see featured here on the NCW Life channel? It's easy. All you have to do is send us an email at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.